says that same line in game.
All right, so this is starting to make a little more sense. Zelnick and Jordan are probably going to be on the double Winstons. The will be playing Mercy. Bird on Widowmaker's had great games on Widowmaker. Despian on Genji, and Doc on Lucio. So very light on damage. It's going to really be up to Bird and Despian to put it down here, because they're the only ones going to do a ton of damage. And watch Zelnick and Jordan's coordination here. They can come in together.
Yep, they're getting right in. Bird is in the back looking for the pickoffs. Despian and Zelnick able to get those first 2 kills as they move in. Genji successfully getting to the back line. Yumastui, those one lone spot, good spots here on the defense. Able to get a pickoff. Dot now running for his life. Is going to get taken out by Despian. And so far, Assertion failed, absolutely swarming over this point right now. Dahoon not going to have a resurrection up anytime soon. I think he was one of the first to die earlier in the fight, as Despian now 2 kills so far on the series, and he busts out the taunt. Oh my goodness.
Doc just did great there on the Lucio. Everyone did really well there. Bird does pick up a pick onto Sickness, who's still on the Torbjorn inexplicably. Not sure why he would stick on that, even for a second point. It's interesting to say the least, but they just rolled. They absolutely just rolled. Dot does actually finally get a kill here. That does take down Bird, which is a huge part of their offense. As I mentioned, they're going to have to get a lot of work done. They're very light on damage on offense.
Yeah, I'm getting up, by the way, perhaps true to his TF2 sniper roots. Sickness now going to be busting out the defensive Widowmaker. He's still running back to the point. We haven't seen him go Widow all day, as far as I know. Usually it's been Dot or someone else repping Widowmaker for the side of Assertion failed, but see how effective he can be here right now. But no, Bird is the word. He's going to take him out. And yes, I said that. Jordan takes out Yumastui. 2 quick kills here for the offense as they move forward. Definitely one in their favor. Dahoon going to res up some of those fallen defensive heroes. Dot over here in the back will be able to pop the Attack Visor here in a second. Playing into the Winston. Here comes Attack Visor. Attack Visor not only laying every shot hit, but also greatly increases reload speed. But here comes Despian. Despian slicing and dicing, trying to show that sword beats gun on the way in. 4 kills here for the offense. Despian contributing to 2 of them. The defensive Assertion failed, definitely having trouble getting situated here, as you don't know me, saying a very quick time here thus far.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to put it. It's kind of remnants of double orb as this Genji looks to poke in, this Widow's poking in as well. They're finally getting some situation here. They do switch to a Reaper. That's in direct response to these Winstons, but 1 Reaper against 2 Winstons is a rough go of it too.
Yep, Despian in the thick of things, probably about to go down, maybe bit off more than they can chew. Will eat the Reinhardt hammer to the back, and look at this, Earth Shatter in prime position here, hammered down, knocking down 3 people, some behind the carpet, not gonna get as much value as he wants. Defense now gonna bust out the sound barrier, still gonna be pretty aggro here, trying to do some follow-up. Might be ill-advised though with Reinhardt going down there pretty early. Must be going in, gonna get nullified a little bit by this Primal Rage. Sickness now, no longer the Widow, on the Reaper of all things, trying to tamp down on these double Winstons. Fighting the Winston in the corner, will take out Zelnick, and now he's pretty well charged up to do a Death Blossom any moment.
Yeah, if you end up in a situation where you can take down a Winston one-on-one as Reaper, you're in a good condition, but it's just the problem is that you're generally not facing a single Winston. Good Winston combinations are going to generally roll together or take down snipers. They don't want to be caught out alone. Winston, a single Winston is somewhat weak. Double Winston, very strong. It is kind of how the hero is built.
That was the sound of silence.
Yeah, and that's why even some of the King of Hill maps here earlier today where we saw 1 hero limit, there were some teams that actually opted not to run a single Winston at all just because he is way more powerful than double. But here we go, next fight is underway. Both teams charging into each other here. Sickness hanging on to the Death Blossom. Just going to take the Reinhardt out that overcharged a little bit here. 1 kill advantage here for Assertion failed. And here comes the offensive sound barrier, but the offensive sound barrier, while in full retreat. Here comes Jordan. Jordan trying to switch this up here with the Deadeye. Not going to work. Sickness coming in. Gets the double kill. Death Blossom. Resurrection will be coming out here for the offense. It's a little bit of a weird fight back and forth. I do think Sound Barrier was a little bit wasted, but offense now might be able to turn this in their favor off that bird pick.
Yeah, he's able to take down Spazzo. Despian has been trying to take down Spazzo for quite a long time. Now that he's resurrected, he's going to try to deal with it again. Defense really solidifying here. It's really only been Bird getting anything done. Spazzo able to 1v1 Despian, who tried for the last 45 seconds to go that Lucio to no avail.
Yeah, no, a little bit of a trouble here regardless, and Bird actually gonna switch up here, deciding to drop the offensive Widow, going instead to a McCree, so double McCree gonna be a switch up somewhere. Slasher is nodding and agreeing. Despian, though, will have a Death Blossom up here for the offense, and we'll see how this works out. Speed Boost should be in for it in just a moment. facing off. The battle is about to be upon us. Defensive McCree goes in a little bit too deep, eats some Hellfire Shotgun Blast for his trouble. Effectively a double kill here for the Reaper, and here comes the Death Blossom. Gets one, gets two. Resurrection coming for the defense. Will it be enough, though? They're doing the Sound Bearer on top of the Resurrection. Defense trying to make the most of it here, and it's working. Sickness takes out Despian, forcing back Jordan, and is this beta 1? Because we just had a Resurrection Sound Barrier push a team back.
Yeah, after a Death Blossom, no less. So definitely some standard plays coming out. Offense, just not enough momentum. Even when they're winning, like, kind of winning fights, they're not killing the Mercy first, so it's not trading out correctly or properly getting the value that they need out of it. So I think this is smart. They're going to come through top. They're all crouch walking, trying to surprise them a little bit too. Defense should kind of know something's up here just based on how quiet it is. But they don't. They're now in their good position. They catch up
this Horrific. He's looking for the Earthshare. He's hanging on to it. Will knock down 3 people. Them on top of the payload. Doesn't really have the most follow-up for it, though. Defense still up ahead, 2 kills. Looks for the charge kill. Doesn't get it. And look at Sickness now in the back. Has 2 kills. Going to go down to the McCree in the end. But the offense not really getting through this as well as they would like. The defense holding him strong. And after a very, very quick start to this game, from the side of You Don't Know Me, they've been absolutely stymied by Assertion Failed.
I think it's the defensive Widowmaker that's really giving them a lot of problems, so much so that Bird switched off his offensive Widow, which was getting them the most kind of kills that are going on. A lot of picks and counter picks going on in this game. Right now, the offense is going to give it another shot at the composition. They've got 2 McCrees coming in, so I think it's their best shot so far.
Yep, 2 McCrees are going to be on the way. Jordan now dropping the Deadeye.
No one can hide from my sight.
And after the 1 Deadeye, the second Deadeye is going to be, here comes Bird, going for a Deadeye of his own, protected by Sound Barrier. Will be able to help get the Reinhardt there. 1 kill for the offense as they move forward. Note that defensively, Dahoon still has a Resurrection. Is it going to happen here? He's diving in! 3 res coming up for Dahoon. He'll pay for it with his life. That might be the spur life that the defense needs. They're moving in. He goes in, and the offense just absolutely crushing everyone after the Resurrection. Jordan doesn't care. Gets the triple kill.
Yeah? What character are Jordan and Bird playing?
Jordan Bird, the 92 Dream Team, both on McCree's. And Del McCree helps them to push it forward, and that's going to cap it out here on Nambani.
I mean, it's, you know, at some point it's a coincidence, then it's a trend, then maybe it's a problem. But once they got their double McCree really going there, they walked in, got chained some stuns, chained some kills, really snowballed it, and yeah, finally finished out the map.
This was way earlier before Bird switched off, but Bird definitely had himself a Widow game up until the end where Sickness definitely sort of tamped down on a bit.
A pretty good game from Doc. I mean, even at a high level, 90% on fire is pretty difficult to obtain. He had some nice wall riding really early on the point, just to kind of keep pressure on there and just harass a little bit from the wall. And neither the McCree nor the Reinhardt remaining on that very first point were able to get to him. He bought some time for his team. They came in and cleared up. So very nice play from everyone all around. 7:15, definitely a beatable time on Numbani though.
Yeah, totally beatable. But we are going to go into that second round. Time to defend, as you mentioned, is 7:15, and we will see here if on the attack,
Prepare to attack.
if the side of Assertion Failed can actually beat that time.
Yeah, it's coming to the point where you feel like you're always putting yourself at a disadvantage not running double McCree. You try it, and then it seems to be the one thing that always cracks everything else. I don't know. It has become definitely a trend that when a team really needs to get through a point, they'll run double McCree, and it usually works. So we'll see if that happens again here today, or again on this half of the map at least. So it's a little disheartening, to be honest.
No, definitely. So take a look here at the defense as they roll out. It's going to be Zelnick on the Reinhardt, the on Mercy, Jordan on a McCree, Dak on a Lucio, Despian on the 76, and Bird on Widowmaker. I do like the 76 play here, especially in the very beginning.
Yeah, 76 definitely has his places. First row, Hollywood being one of them as well. On Route 66, if we ever went there, 76 is pretty good there as well. But definitely he has always made a name for himself on first point defenses, Numbani in particular. Offensively, I think that this is pretty close to what they're going to run. Dot and Horrific will be on a pair of scientists. Dahoon will be the Mercy keeping everyone alive. You must Hui on Genji, Spazzo on Lucio, and Sickness on offensive Widow. Be fun to watch this Widow battle early on, as it always is.
Yep, Sickness taking on the Widow Mantle a little bit more now for the side of Assertion Failed. Something I thought that we'd see a little bit more early on, but he's going to have a tough matchup here as Bird has been playing pretty darn well most of the day.
Just what they needed.
Time is set. 7:15 is the time to beat. Beatable time, but also not the slowest time in the world. So I do think Assertion Failed will have their work cut out for them as they move forward.
They're going all in on this Winston defense. Everyone is on this ledge. Yeah.
Yep, they're saying they're in the back. Looking at Bird. Bird looking for those pickoffs. Not able to get any just yet. Despian in the back. At the 76 pickoff, or 76 support as Bird takes out Horrific. Gets the double kill. Both Winstons going down. Gets the third. A triple kill for Bird. Sickness going to take him out in the end, but not before some serious damage was done.
Like, doesn't really matter that Bird died there after his 4K. I mean, Sickness does kill him, but the rest of the team is just going to hang out and play safe out of sight lines, not really give Sickness a chance to do anything else, and wait for Bird to come back up, and that's a full reset.
Full reset is underway. Winston's now leaping in. Here we
No
go.
one can hide on my
Next attack is underway. Searching Failed looking to pick up where they left off as Sickness takes out Bird. Bird not able to have a reign of terror this time. Sickness definitely having a better game here. Takes out Dak. 2 picks for Sickness so far on this, and that could be the key to Searching Failed grabbing this point. There will be a resurrection coming out from the offense. They're going to bring up some fallen heroes, and they'll have great momentum going into the next phase of Nimbani.
Yeah, 6 minutes to finish out the map just about, which is a ton of time, especially with the momentum that they have. They're not being stopped around this corner, but the sniper battle about to take off in full force. Nothing really going back and forth between those snipers there. Winston Bubble comes down to keep them safe. I think they're waiting for the corner fight to happen. Neither team really looking to engage right now.
Neither team not really looking, but here we go. The offense still on top of the payload. The defense now going to make their stand right around the bend. Dot, though, not wasting any time, leaps right in and immediately dies. Probably should have wasted a little bit of time there. As Bird comes in, gets a pick on the Dahoon. Bird now, will he be taking care of Sickness as well? Sickness versus Bird going on as Sickness takes out Bird yet again.
Yeah, pretty poorly coordinated. I thought Horrific and Dot were going to try to go in from different angles and land at the same point at the same time. They missed it by about half a second. Each got blown up when they jumped in individually. That's the danger of a non-coordinated Winston initiation. Both absolutely wrecked, and so much so they're actually going to switch it down to one of the Winstons going to be on a Reinhardt now. That's also to help with the sniper battle.
Apparently, what that cough was, apparently I was on Discord at some voices. I was like, wait, what was that?
Yeah.
Production value clearly at work here, but that has been fixed. Just thought it wasn't something worse. Anyways, offense now getting their way back in. Dot ready to drop his Primal Rage. He's going to be a huge distraction in the back, getting right in here on the Bird, making Bird run for his life. You must Hui able to get the first pick off here onto Jordan. Not a bad offensive push here thus far. Getting rid of the problems, distracting the problems. And more than anything else, they're pushing the defense back as they move forward. Dot ends up taking out Bird in the end. You must Hui picks up a double kill. This should be all the way right to the point. One thing of note here, though, is that Assertion Failed is definitely getting to the second point slower than You Don't Know Me did. So for them to win this game, they are going to need to beat the overall time. They still have about 4 minutes to do so, so there's a lot of hope there, but they can't rest on their second point time.
Yeah, well, the good thing for them is that they've transitioned into a double McCree offense, which we've seen is a great offense. They have both of their support ultimates up. It'll be interesting to see if they want to initiate with Sound Barrier or wait, react, and then Sound Barrier.
Alright, Reinhardt coming in, going to get stunned out of his shard. Zelnick responding in turn with an Earth Shatter as You Must Hui picking up the triple kill. And this might already be it on the defense. The is in the back. Does not have a resurrection up yet. Trying the pistol to build it up. Not going to happen. Dahoon gonna bring up the remains, and as a result, gonna be Assertion's Failed's game, going up 1-0 over You Don't Know Me.
Yep, very dominant performance there. They got stalled out a little bit. Double McCree's came into the end, but yeah, Bird had a phenomenal game. This is probably early on. This was his 4K. Aw, that's just a gift-wrapped one right there. Winston just fell into the crosshairs.
407 was the final time there. Definitely faster. Assertion Failed coming in the clutch, and they're going to be going up 1-0 here in our losers bracket, round number 9, the losers semifinals. Winner of this will go on to face Zensity in the losers finals, and the winner of that will be going on to face Northern Gaming Red.
Yep, and it should not be the downtime that we had earlier, so thanks for sticking through us through those doldrums. Okay, so the maps remaining are Hollywood and Lijiang Tower. You Don't Know Me already banned out Hollywood, so I'd imagine we're going to Lijiang Tower as it is the loser's pick, yes? And yeah, I think that's where we'll be going. So more King of the Hill, should be fun. I don't know why
King of the Hill, and should be a good one.
I don't know why they would ban out Hollywood and then choose it as their map. So it's just, yeah. So there we go, there's Lijiang. Makes sense. Make sure hero limits are on. Let's get to this.
King of the Hill with 1 hero limit definitely has been somewhat of a joy to watch relative to before. I mean, so there's definitely some complaints over the 1 hero limit meta as well, but it's definitely a lot better than the double Winston, double Lucio, double Tracer that we used to see all the time.
Yeah, I've enjoyed King of the Hill immensely since this has happened. You never know if you're going to see Bastion strategies, although Bastion strategy, ironically enough, was one of the good strategies to work against double Winston, double Tracer, double Lucio. I'm telling Zelnick to change his icon.
I was going to say, if we could ask players to change icons, can I tell Spazzo? He has the golden rhino just staring me right in the face right now.
Well, no, I mean, Zelnick's is like, his whole team has the exact same icon, and then his is like, just Farah's robot head, and them, it's triggering. So triggering. I don't even use that term, but that's how triggered I am. I'm triggered enough to use trigger. All right, so...
Triggered enough to use trigger. All right, we are getting the game. Lijiang Tower coming right at you. King of the Hill. Assertion failed versus team You Don't Know Me. Assertion failed, of course, striking first blood here in the set, going up 1-0. We're going to get right into it.
All right, so we could see anything here. I'm just going to wait for these teams to pick up anything because with the hero limit, we've seen all sorts of heroes come into play here today. I think the only hero we haven't seen played at all today have been Hanzo and Mei. Zero of them. And yeah, we saw some Zen. Yeah, I think we saw one game with Zen. Yeah,
I do think we saw Zen a little bit earlier. It might be confusing with yesterday, though. It's possible we haven't seen any Zen today.
Yeah, I think I called that we would, and then we maybe didn't. But it looks like we will see a Bastion. That Bastion's been very popular.
We've seen Bastion do some good work in King of the Hill today, both on Nepal and now perhaps here on Lijiang. Take a look at the full roster coming out from the side of Assertion Failed. Everything somehow got messed up. Okay, look at the full side here from Assertion Failed. It's going to be Spazzo on Lucio, Dot on the Winston, You Must Hui on McCree, Sickness on the Zarya, Horrific on Reinhardt, and Dahoon rounding things out here on the Mercy. So Bastion, El Presidente himself, making his grand appearance. There we go.
Yeah, they get him pretty far in, actually. He's off of the bridge, kind of takes away the boop potential. He is able to shut down their bridge, kind of going to reposition, too, as he just his mere presence is going to keep them pushed back pretty far. The Horrific Shield goes down early. Bastion suffers.
He goes down.
Yeah.
Helix Rocket on point here from Jordan. Jordan taking him out. First blood to the side of You Don't Know Me. Still, though, other Assertion Failed hanging in there. Not a decisive team wipe so far as You Must Hui striking right back. Takes out the... There will be no offensive res here. But no offensive res for the other side either. Assertion Failed going to lose to Hoon as Bird striking severely with the Deadeye. That's going to clean things out. And as a result, You Don't Know Me going to be the first to control the point here on Lijiang.
Yeah, really smart poke early on there to take down that Reinhardt shield. What they were doing is coming out, getting a little poke. They would take a little damage from the Bastion. They'd get healed up. They'd rotate someone else out there to poke down the shield, crack it, and then they'd repeat. That's how they were able to take down that Bastion strat really early. Super intelligent.
Here we go, Roadhog now making his grand appearance, coming in, looking for the hook, not able to get it. Despian going in with the triple kill. Death Blossom absolutely landing some big shots there, and he's going right in, able to take out Dahoon. Reaper making his mark. Graviton Surge coming in, not a huge amount fall for it, but might not matter. Despian's in deep as Reaper, picking up another 2 kills. Really nice stuff coming out from Despian.
I think Despian just didn't have enough ammo loaded. He's been in there shooting so heavy that he couldn't clean up that big meatball. He does eventually take down everyone from that Graviton as well, and they're just cleaning up. Despian's had a really nice Reaper throughout the day.
No, Despian's really been killing it. Good day to him here thus far. Meanwhile, take a look at Bird. Bird will be able to drop the Deadeye here in a moment. And offensively, Assertion Failed seems to be a little bit lost. I mean, they have yet to get control of the middle at all. They are going to change up their approach a little bit, going through the left. We'll see if this pays dividends, but look at Bird. Bird's gonna be able to get a great Deadeye from this angle here. We'll see if they can get in time, and no, Sound Barrier will nullify a bit of it. Hui able to get a kill there for the side of the Search and Fail, makes it a double kill. Dot going in, down goes Lucio. A triple kill for Hui. No resurrection is on the table. The went down pretty early in that fight. And that is exactly what Assertion Failed needed to get back into this game.
Yeah, they're going to have to hold this for quite a while. They're actually making some switch-ups on their composition now, too. I think they're trying to mirror what they see going on the other side. Running pretty close to a mirror match here. Despian has a Death Blossom up. We'll be interested to see how he...
Yes, Death Blossom might get sucked in here by the Graviton Surge. Of course, he can Wraith form out of that. But this next team fight going to come down to Death Blossom and Graviton to be sure. Definitely have to respect the Graviton, though.
And
here he comes. He's just going in. He's going to get stunned out of his ultimate. Dies immediately. Meanwhile, Sickness did Graviton the rest of his team. They were stuck in the back there. Death Blossom not doing quite as much as You Don't Know Me would have liked. And Search and Failed now, hanging in strong. No, look at this. Jordan in the back, able to get the double kill. Very back and forth in both teams here as Tracer back up to full HP. Absolutely on the prowl. Coming in here now with Despian. Will it be enough? Dot firing back. And overall, we can tell here, we still see Assertion Failed hanging on to the point.
Yeah, however, there are some ultimates really charging up some game changers as well. Jordan is about to have Pulse Bomb. Of course, Graviton is the game-changing ultimate. Doc is going to have a Sound Barrier to initiate at some point too. Spazzo goes for the huge play, does not get the move. That was a really cool attempt.
It was a cool attempt. The Graviton will come out, but people are zoned out by the Deadeye. Is horrific. Picks up the triple kill. Death Blossom absolutely landing. Resurrection coming up from Dahoon. Resurrection coming up for the offense as well as a Sound Barrier. So the offense might be making this happen yet. Still very back and forth on both sides. Horrific in the middle now, looking for Bird. Not able to get the pick off, but the rest of his team doing some dividends as Dot gets the cleanup. This is just a bloodbath on both sides.
Yeah, that's going to be it. Dot and Horrific did some good work there. I actually really love that Lucio play that Spazzo went for. It's something you've seen. I know it was in a Reunited highlight video too, of surfing on the edge to try to get the angle on the bridge and do like a 4-man boop off the cliff. He just barely didn't get there. Admire the effort though.
A pretty good effort, and nonetheless, so we're getting right back into it, taking a look here at the side of Assertion Failed. Assertion Failed, of course, they're up one game. They're looking to eliminate You Don't Know Me from the tournament. They can do that if they take this round. Gonna be Spazzo on the Lucio, Dot on the 76, Hui on the McCree, Sickness on Zarya, Horrific on the Reaper, and Dahoon on Mercy. So no change-ups here. They're content with what they're running with.
Yeah.
We'll see if it pays off.
You Don't Know Me's got Doc and Lucio. Jordan's gonna be McCree, The, Mercy, Zelnick, Zarya, Despian, Reaper, Bird, 76.
Horrific was going in a little bit deep, is able to get to the health pack. Wraith forms to it. Hui gets first blood of the game. So this is a 65 right now in favor of AF. AF needs a little bit more if they want to take this first point. And look at this, Hui going in the back, has Mercy in his sights. Mercy going to get fanned down. And this should be all AF needs to take this point. And this is now danger time for You Don't Know Me. They are on the verge of getting eliminated. They're going to lose this center point first. And they're going to need a big counterplay coming soon.
Quit lollygagging. Get on the point.
I'm taking a look here. Doc getting back on top of the point. Looking to poke down with 76. Has to deal with Bird. Bird and Dot firing off each other. 76s. Both teams still at full strength. Resurrection, of course, just going off a moment ago from You Don't Know Me. But Dahoon, Resurrection of his own, can bring up some of the fallen heroes. And look at Hui going around on the flank. He's going to be going for a Deadeye here in just a moment, but it might not be in time as Despian and Bird going absolutely ham onto the Assertion Failed team, picking up 2 kills each. And meanwhile, Hui off on an adventure. He's just like, I'm just going to stay up here. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, it might work out. He's going to get caught.
Oh no! Reaper and Bird found him! Well, and the Deadeye from elevation not going to be a thing.
That's the one thing I've noticed a little bit different on this map as opposed to the last stage, is that it looks like they are working a lot together. Even when teams are, when someone will come behind them, they get caught in a squad, I think the comms are a little bit better. They've been turning around to help each other in bad situations, and they're not chasing afar alone anyway. When they are chasing, they're chasing as a squad, and that's made all the difference.
Gonna make you feel better.
No, definitely. And here we go. We see AF going around the side, wanting to bring this back. So far, it's been a very good round here for You Don't Know Me. 50% for them. them to force round 3. Here comes Riffic coming in off the side. Speed boost is out. Death Blossom coming in. Gets one. Looking for more. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the in the back. Might be bringing up Jordan back in a hurry. But the defense still hanging in. They take out Yumastui. Both sides are down one. Jordan going to go back to base here. Dahoon still hanging on to his res. What happened? The Death Blossom killing 2. Will Dahoon be bringing his fallen teammates up? He will. They are coming back up. Sound Barrier coming up here for the side of Assertion Failed. They're getting back onto the point. They want to retake this right here, right now. Despian, though, hanging on. Azaria, Graviton Surge, going to cause 2 people to die. And things looking kind of grim here for Assertion Failed. They need to make something happen here, otherwise they're going to lose this. They're 10% away from losing this round.
Yeah, it's really crazy to watch this from the angle I'm watching, and they're absolutely moving together as a team. Their rotations are spot on. They're running to the right, to the left. They're all positioned very well in relation to each other, not necessarily the enemy team every time. It's working.
Right.
It's very good.
Overtime is in progress here, and this is where everyone on the Assertion Failed team, they're going to be running and trying to keep overtime going, but I think it might be over right now. And it is 1-1 here on King of the Hill. You Don't Know Me looking to win this next round, even if the overall series 1-1. Assertion Failed looking to put them away here on what was formerly known as the first stage of Lijiang. Coming up last, this is the night market, and we'll see just who's going to reign supreme. And I was going to say we might be seeing Bird on Widowmaker, and that's exactly what we're going to see moving forward.
They look much more comfortable on that last stage than they did in the previous stage, Did You Don't Know Me, so I would imagine their fighting style just works better a little bit out in the open when they can chase and rotate correctly. I think they're going to try to force the fight into the courtyard. That also benefits Bird on a sniper if the fighting's out in the open.
Bird keeping that sniper rifle primed, going to be looking here for the quick pickoff, looking for people over the top, but little does he know they're all moving to the left. He doesn't know where they're at. They actually have already made it onto the point.
Yeah, but they wanted to fight out there.
But good for Bird here. Bird has no one that can really get on him because everyone is over on the point. This is great positioning for Bird right now.
Yeah, and we saw Bird snipe very close up on this stage previously too, so he's not afraid to get in there.
No, Bird's laying down a lot of damage right now, getting good shots in as Despian goes in, gets the double kill for the side of You Don't Know Me. Looks like this is going to try and regulate and bring it back as McCree takes out Despian here. Still the advantage with You Don't Know Me as they move in, but Yumastui as Farah starting to bring it back. Very close to getting a barrage up here. Needs to land a few more rockets. Especially this team knows sort of dying all around him. See who just grabs us first.
Yeah, it looked like Nomi was going to have it. Bird died early on, and that Zelnick's somehow staying alive right now. He's getting
There it
double
is.
healed.
First cap is going to go the way of You Don't Know Me. Yumastui still alive in the back, trying to build up this barrage. Despian takes out Dahoon. No resurrection going to be coming up soon. Jordan with the fan takes him out. And overall, kill-wise, this has definitely been in favor of You Don't Know Me. Bird and Jordan absolutely having themselves a game here thus far.
Yeah, I think this map and, you know, kind of the game mode overall really rewards an aggressive Lucio, and that's definitely what Doc has proven himself to be. Actually, Spazos had his moments too. These Lucios have been fun to watch.
Yep, Bird able to take out Sickness there. Big pickoff. That's going to delay the offense that much more. Sickness might even switch to Widowmaker. I would not be surprised. He's on McCree right now. He's going to stay on it for the Deadeye, but I think if Bird is still a problem here, switching to Widow would be a good idea, but they can't wait until it's too late. There's not really that much time. The offense of AF only has about 2 more pushes left, but here's a big Graviton coming in. But look at that, Despian in the back, got the Death Blossom, took out 2, Jordan took out 2. And this offensive push, led by the Graviton, not going to do anything.
I mean, I understand because you have the Graviton, but why were you giving them what they want? They're clearly set up in the courtyard to force a fight in the courtyard. That is their style, kind of. It's what I've got divined is their style, how they were and when they fight. They have a damage-boosted sniper behind the pillar, and you're going to engage right into that when you could have just gone on the point, force them to come to you? I don't understand it.
Look at how deep they were for those. They do back up a second. Bird has still been a huge problem. And look at this. We do have Dot now in the Widow, not Sickness. And Dot going to take out Bird. Big pick coming up from Dot. Dot almost dies for it. But Bird has been such a huge problem. That is a good start here for AF. They can't let up. They need to keep going. And it's Jordan picking up the double kill. Jordan has been having himself around, and now this is do or die time for Search and Failed. If they lose this, the score will be evened up, and we'll be going to Hollywood.
Points are hard enough to take back. I don't know why they're playing into the strength of this team right now, though.
Bird just going to get pick up another 2 kills, and this has been relatively one-sided in this round. Here comes a Dragon Blade coming up from Yumastui, going to slice out Lucio, but no more than that. We'll see if it's enough as Bird gets another snipe kill. Overtime is in progress. This is absolutely the last chance here for the side of Assertion Failed. They have to stand the point. Horrific now, the Tracer will blow up Dak. Good pulse bomb, it does stick. Jordan, though, with the Deadeye, reflects himself to death, but it doesn't even matter. As Genji had to get off the point, and we are going to be going to a third and final map number 3.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. There was a strange engagement that I feel like they didn't have to take there, and I understand it because they had a Zarya ult, so you feel like you're just going to be able to absolutely clean them up with it. But
Beautiful Death Blossom.
well, we're going to Hollywood.
Hollywood is going to be the next map. It'll be what everything is decided on here. I'm definitely excited to see how things go.
Well, I would probably favor Assertion Failed. I think they've been better on payload maps, and Hollywood was the map that you know me banned out, or you don't know me banned out. So
I could see it going either way. I mean, the only thing is that I don't know. I mean, they haven't. Let's put it this way. I feel like You Don't Know Me has been a lot more aggressive in their use of Widowmaker. Sickness has had a very good Widowmaker play when he's played it, but it feels like the side of Assertion Failed doesn't really like running Widow on offense as much. So it's really weird. I feel like I'd almost give the Widow advantage still to You Don't Know Me, but I could see it going either way here.
Yeah, I just think if they thought they had the Widow advantage, then there has to be something else, some reason why they wanted to ban this map. I'm just operating on the fact that they didn't want to play it, and now they have to give the advantage to Assertion Failed.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's decent logic in looking at it and how things are going down. I mean, yeah, you're right. They didn't want to play Hollywood, but they also let Hollywood go all the way to the pool of 3.
Yeah,
so how uncomfortable could they be with it, really?
A valid counterpoint. So, yeah, I was going to remind him, too, but I'm like, no, he probably has it. Yeah, they actually started lobby with 1 hero limit.
Good save, though. Stopped it right away.
Yeah, good call.
So, welcome to Hollywood. This will be our last map here in the round of 9 for the losers bracket, moving into the losers final right after, and then the grand final.
Yeah, it's a long day, but we should have most of everything figured out going out forward. We just had a little bit of a delay here. We had to fill time, talk about Ninja Turtles. That kind of thing happens in esports. Hopefully you had a little bit of fun with us. And so we're just kind of rolling through here. We have one more best of 3, and then the grand finals. We finally get to go back to see Northern Gaming, who've been just kind of relaxing all this time. So we got one more map, and it is Hollywood, so we're going to see a Symmetra on defense. As always.
Yep, Symmetra on defense. Definitely she's a hero that we haven't seen as much as of late, but Hollywood double builder defense still something that is pretty popular in the scene, although you're saying we're going to see a Symmetra, and right now, I'm not sure. Everyone switched off of their Lucius aside from Dak. Dak is almost always in Lucio, so we might not be seeing any builder defense coming out here on Hollywood from the side of Assertion Failed.
She's been kind of standard on Hollywood lately.
Sorry,
no,
things got messed up. It's on the side of You Don't Know Me.
You Don't Know Me. Yeah, so I will go through the offense. It's odd because a lot of teams either run a Symmetra or a Junkrat lately. It seems to be that's the choice teams are making between the two. Despian will be running that Junkrat. Jordan will be on defensive McCree. Doc on Lucio. Bird is going to run defensive Widow. That should be fun to watch. The will be playing Mercy, and Zelnick on Reinhardt. So pretty standard, but it is of note that it's either Junkrat or Symmetra lately on defense. Dorado comes to mind, King's Row comes to mind, and now Hollywood.
Just what I needed.
Yeah, definitely Junkrat making his grand resurgence. A lot of teams running Junkrat here. You know, just from watching scrims the other day, still see a lot even from the highest level of play. Looking here though, Bird as the Widowmaker looking for those early picks, and we'll see what sort of impediment he can give here. Does have to worry out for Dot. Dot and Bird looking to pick each other here early on. Both teams still at full strength.
Well, that's the reason you run Junkrat. That shield absolutely melted. Now they have to run around the building. They're in a weird position. Everyone's holding here, and Zelnick's got 100% on his shield.
Let's get you healed up.
Good on the offense, so the offense is able to sort of get through there, got through the archway, which is a danger zone, and Dot takes out Bird. A huge pick coming from the side of AF. They have 2 kills here so far. They're moving in, and Yumas Hui able to be really aggressive, but he's taken out by Jordan. Jordan being one of the few people here holding on to things in the end, and Sickness gonna take him out. Still, the offense with a lot more momentum as they go forward here. Dahoon is still up, can res that moment's notice. A Sickness picking up the double kill. Very good offense coming out from the side of AF.
So first point grab, that's extremely impressive. Dot takes down Bird again, so that rooftop defense can be stopped.
He doesn't stop there. He takes out Despian. Junkrat's not going to be able to get set for a long time now. And the offense with a whole ton of momentum going into the second stage of Hollywood. And this is what you want when you come into this map. You don't want to get wrecked from the rooftops. You want to get positioned on them yourself, and that's exactly what AF has done here.
Dot just single-handedly stole the rooftops. He took out the sniper who was guarding it, took out the Junkrat, and just took him himself. And now he's in great position there to take the long elevator up. I mean, interesting fight.
There we go. Widow v Widow with both getting their shots in. Seeing Bird grapple in, Bird trying to get rid of Dot, Dot trying to get rid of Bird. And Dot going to succeed, takes out the Mercy.
Well,
and that's huge, because now the Mercy not going to be able to build ult. Dot looking for that extra Widowmaker pit, being very, very aggressive, and it is working out right now.
That Mercy had no business doing what she did. She kind of deserved to get shot there. Maybe she'll learn. That was awful.
Both Deadeyes coming up from both teams, neither really getting a big advantage on that, as Bird is back in the play, does take out Sickness, and will he be able to take out Dot? Dot versus Bird. The game is on. They're both looking for this pickoff. They're both looking. Tense, but Bird not able to take out Dot there. Might end up regretting it in the end. But look at this, the offense is still pushing forward. I mean, it doesn't even matter that Bird's up there. He's not getting the kills he needs, and the offense just rolled to the payload.
Yeah, not super effective. Dot comes in over the top, tries to grapple him. Now that's a machine gun fight. Dot wins that one too.
No, Dot's been outplaying Bird here in this round, and it has been paying huge dividends for Assertion Failed, as they are setting a very, very fast time right now.
Yeah, they're rolling through. There is no end in sight to this. Shield goes down. Earth Shatter. It's got Sickness. It's just everything.
Oh, that Earth Shatter was huge. It stopped Jordan from getting a massive Deadeye. Horrific, absolutely on point, as the offense now keeping up the momentum. Sickness with the support from the back. And this is really, really rough for You Don't Know Me. This has not been their round, and they just have to be hoping that they can hold on for a little bit longer, so their attack round at least has a little bit of hope.
Yeah, at this point, everyone should just be talking about how they're going to try to stall this out as long as possible. A Bastion here at the last second isn't a terrible idea. I mean, it's kind of a pubby play, but nothing else they're doing is working.
Yep, Sickness now moving into the back, looking to get in on that. Bird was able to kill Dot, finally securing a little bit, but look at how deep the offense is. Sickness taking out Zelnick. They're on top of the payload right now. The flanking Deadeye on the way. There will be no Mercy res. Mercy has been picked, as Hui picks up the double kill as well. This is so, so close to being capped out here by the side of Assertion Failed. There it is.
God. That was
a,
fast Hollywood.
To use the term you used the other day, that is a mollywhopping.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty spot-on definition.
So, teams will be switching sides here in just a second. Assertion Failed going to be on the defense, and they are not going to have to defend for very long.
Heroes.
Sub 4-minute Hollywood? Yeah, sure. That's insane. That was
346. That is going to be so, so hard to beat.
They just kept going every single stage. They never got slowed down. I think that's the fastest I've seen third stage ever taken, because there was no stall out tactics or anything. They rolled through there. There was the Earth Shatter kind of back and forth for a moment, and then you're just unstopped. And then the resurrection at the end allowed them to come all the way through it, and they couldn't even stall it out. It was Doc on the end for half a second, but I think it's the fastest I've seen it go from second to third ever.
Prepare to attack.
Yeah, and Assertion Failed might have just booked their ticket to go fight Zensity in the next round, because just really, really strong play coming out from them.
Set my timer here. I think that's the right time. What was the time again?
The time exactly was 346.
Okay. I wrote down 357. What's the term for being dyslexic with numbers? Because apparently that's
Is that even dyslexia? I think that's just being wrong.
The term you're looking for is incorrect. Yes,
the term you're looking for is inability to read. Oh, man. It's all good, but we are getting into the next round here. Defensively, it is going to be Assertion Failed on the defense, Horrific on Reinhardt, Spazzo on the Symmetra, Hui on McCree, Dot on the Widowmaker, Sickness on Torbjorn, and Dahoon on Lucio, so double builder defense will be making an appearance here for Assertion Failed.
Yeah, not only is it popular on this map regardless, but it makes perfect sense given the situation. All you really want to do is slow them down a little bit. 1 or 2 stops on the first point, that's going to be just about it. I think, to be dead honest, that You Must Know Me has to take this on their very first push or they're in trouble. Not because they can't have enough time afterwards, but because then there's going to be a teleporter up. Molten Core was likely going to be charged. You can't do much about that. So the first push, as always, is going to be the most important push. They're going to run double Cowboys on Jordan and Bird to do so. Doc will be on Lucio. Zelnick will be on Reinhardt, the Mercy, and Despian is going to play a Roadhog. I think that Roadhog's
Right, here we
probably
go. The timer is about to be underway. A mere 3:46 is all that's on the clock. And I gotta say, maybe, I think it's gonna come down to Despian here. Despian, I think, needs to somehow work some magic as Roadhog, get a quick pick, open things up, and go from there.
Exactly what I was thinking. I think he's gonna try to come around. He's gonna try to get the Mercy out of the way.
Yeah, no, Despian, this is a case where I think the Hog has to be a hero. He's looking for the hook, is not able to get Sickness, but Sickness goes down anyways. Jordan and Bird getting some real good fire in over the top. 2 kills for them. Down goes Horrific, but Dot! Let's talk about Dot over the top on a triple kill right now. The Widowmaker was unaccounted for, and that could already be GG. We'll see how things pan out here, but Dak goes down. Jordan finally getting rid of the problem. But that was an insane series coming up from Dak as Yumasui taking out Jordan from long range. Not an easy shot at all. Note that Spazzo does not have a teleporter. It's still 25% away.
Yeah, Bird does take down Hui as well to initiate this fight, so they are coming in with an advantage. At some point, someone has to deal with the turret. Please, Molten Cord.
Molten Core is out. Aardvark right now, paying off. Down goes the Roadhog. Molten Core doing quite a bit of work. Armor on the way out. There's so many scrap packs here. If the defense can be stabilized, not only are they likely to win the game, but they're going to be highly armored as well.
Despian's kind of desperately throwing down his whole hog here. They're getting a lot of kills. Spazzo does pick up kills, so does Dot.
Yep, Dot able to come over the back. Dot looking for the kill. Bird, though, counter playing immediately. Gets the counter pick. You must be able to take out Jordan. Lots of good back and forth going on here, but in the end, I don't think it matters. Look at the overall time that's been bought here. Only 2 minutes remain. This should be Assertion Failed's game. They're almost certainly going to have a good defense, and well played to them. Note that the teleporter on the way out here in the back.
Teleporter online.
I love the turret on this map because it's such a distraction. Someone has to deal with it. The teams that ignore it end up dying to it. Then when someone does
coming up from Yumas no one's really in position to deal with it. The Reinhardt has the shield, but he just cuts right through it. Didn't even care. Gets the double kill, forces out the res. And while the res is pretty effective, Dot is absolutely feasting on people afterwards, getting 2 picks, helping get a 3rd, and this is almost certainly GG. I'd expect GG to be called from You Must Know Me at any moment, or You Don't Know Me at any moment. And there it is.
Alright, so AF has made it all the way to the Losers Bracket Finals. They will be facing off with Zensity in the Losers Bracket Finals to go up and face Northern Gaming Red. Oh, we've got a best of 3 and a best of 5 coming your way. It's been a long day. Thanks for sticking with us here. We're about to get to the real meat of it all. But you don't know me is they look good. They definitely had their moments. This team will be keeping an eye on. I know we say that a lot, but that's one of the reasons we run this tournament. Is so when next time I see them in a tournament, I'll be like, oh, I remember this. Bird plays this. Bird plays that, and that everyone kind of just gets it's a little get to know you going on today, really.
All right, so is going to be Zenzi versus Assertion Failed in our losers finals. And we're not going to be wasting too much time here. We're going to get right into it.
Let's keep this momentum going.